It's the one where they figured out they were feathered, basically. It's like the missing link between birds and non-avian dinosaurs.
Is that what the brand Arc'teryx is a abbreviation for, right?
I don't know, man. What am I, the head of marketing for Arc'teryx?
Congratulations, Carter. You've been promoted to head of marketing at Arc'teryx.
Sweet. What's the bonus in salary?
It's a lateral move. There's no...
It's a lateral move from being a substitute teacher.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pacific Standard, guys. My name is Carter Briggs, and with me, as always, are my two wouldn't survive a Jurassic Park, no way, no how co-hosts, Abel Stoika.
Hi, I'm ready to get dinosaur factoids vomited in my face.
And Mason Winter.
So the first statement on the podcast is an attack upon me and Abel.
Yeah, yes it is.
And you'd survive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I think I know more about dinosaurs than you guys, but we haven't even introduced
Not a chance.
Dude, a chance.
You know more than me.
How many hours in the wilderness with these animals do you have, Carter?
What? How many what?
How many hours?
Bro, ARC does not count. ARC does not count. It doesn't count. It doesn't count as knowing about dinosaurs. We're going to get into it. Today we are talking about Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic, the original, the OG, except not if you count the book.
Jurassic Park, the first movie.
Jurassic Park, the prequel. The
one quote.
Everyone's favorite prequel to Jurassic World, Jurassic Park.
What the fuck happened in this movie? Should I do it?
Yeah, Abel, what happened in this movie?
So they're cloning dinosaurs from blood samples in mosquitoes frozen in amber or petrified in amber or whatever I'm forgetting the word.
Fossilized.
Fossilized, yes. This rich guy is like, this is going to be awesome. We're going to clone all these dinosaurs. We're going to make this park. I mean, you know the premise of Jurassic Park. And so the investors are worried about it, so he hires a lawyer to go fetch people to come visit the park who are like dinosaur experts. And his plan is, hey, if all these dinosaur experts and like archaeologists are like super paleontologists, what am I thinking of?
Well, there's a paleontologist and there's a paleobotanist and a mathematician.
Yep.
That's right.
And a lawyer.
So they hire a bunch of smart people to get...
They all walk into a bar.
They all walk into a bar called the Jurassic Park Visitor Center.
They go and they look at all these dinosaurs and they're like, holy smokes, you made a dinosaur real. And then at the same time, they're like, what are the implications of this? What wrath could this impact upon humanity and the world at large? This is a bad idea because of corporate greed and insider trading and, theft.
More corporate espionage than insider trading.
Corporate espionage. Yeah, outsider trading. I'll call it that. The whole park gets shut down and thrown into mayhem because, all the gates are like electrified. So if there's no electricity, then the dinosaurs know that they can just get out. So our heroes and a couple children are thrust into a land of dinosaurs and have to use their wits to outsmart these dinos and get TFO this island. Isla Nublar. I believe it's
Isla.
Good pull.
Isla Nublar.
Isla. I have so many thoughts about this, including a rant about capitalism in our segment, Carter's Theme Corner. I'm actually going to start with it. The reason Newman, and I'm going to call him Newman, fuck you.
Fuck you.
The reason he's being paid a large sum of money to steal a number of, what do you call them? Fetuses.
Embryos.
Embryos?
Yeah, embryos. To steal a number of embryos from Jurassic Park. And the reason he's doing that is because he's in quite a bit of debt, and he is the only programmer he built the system for Jurassic Park, and he's the only programmer who knows how to run it. and he has told John Hammond, the owner of Jurassic Park, whose saying is "spare no expense." That's his number one saying that he always says about Jurassic Park. Except when it comes...
I thought he was a hacker. I thought everyone who knows anything about computers is a hacker.
Oh, yeah. Because he's a... But also he built the system, so he's not really a hacker. He just knows how to shut it down.
No, but do you remember that whole thing with the young girl?
Yes. When she's like...
she's like into computers, and she's like, I'm a hacker. I'm not a nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I'm a hacker. Those are the same thing.
That's what I said when I downloaded Minecraft mods.
Yes.
True. But yeah, John Hammond, whose whole saying, he says it at least 80 times throughout this movie, is "spare no expense." The second one of his employees is like, "Hey, I'm kind of in a rough spot, and I'm like one of 4 employees at this park, it seems like. So could you like spot me some cash? Like, could I get an advance? Could I get a raise?" He's like, "Fuck you, no." And so he shuts down his park and ruins John Hammond's dreams and probably bankrupts him. But yeah, that's Carter's Theme Corner. Mason, what'd you think of this movie?
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
In rewatching it, I realized how little I could recall from when I first watched it as a kid. And it was basically like watching it for the first time.
Yeah. I had seen it once when I was like 10. I was like, that was pretty good. I like didn't really care. I was like, oh, I thought it was fine, but it wasn't like a big movie for me. And then I think I did a drinking game with all of the Jurassic Park movies like 5 years ago. I wasn't paying attention really. I was just kind of looking for the funny parts that I could drink at. So I also got a similar experience of like I kind of know what happens. I know the famous parts, but it felt like I was like watching it for the first time because of all the like I just didn't remember exactly what their whole deal was. Carter, I bet you've seen this movie at least 5 times.
Oh, so I love this. I was a dinosaur kid, right? And sometimes at night...
You were a dinosaur.
No, no. I wish I was part of the Dino Squad. If you know that, you're a real one. If you know about the Dino Squad, you're a real one. I really like dinosaurs. I watched this movie and all of the other Jurassic Park and World movies last year when my sister finished the books. We watched them all together. And every 2 seconds, I would be like, that's not actually accurate. That dinosaur... Because I'm a prick.
How many times would you say you've seen this, though?
This first one?
Yeah.
5.
Nothing crazy, but still a lot.
Still a lot. I love this movie. The only thing, and it's just because I know more, and because people know more about dinosaurs, T-Rexes have really good vision, and they also have binocular vision, meaning that if they're looking at you, that means they fucking see you, and you're their next meal. So I can't take the flare shit serious. I'm always like, that dude's a snack.
Jeff Goldblum? Hell yeah, he is.
Oh, boy. I like how he's like he's such an unapologetic, like, in this movie, he's like, I'm always looking for the next X. What's his name in this movie? Malcolm. I'm always looking for the next X Malcolm. Love that guy. And he's just, his whole theory of chaos theory is like, his mathematical theory is, world's pretty chaotic, huh? And he's somehow really applied it to dinosaurs.
What he was trying to say with that.
I don't know.
It's real. Chaos theory is a real theory.
Yeah. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm just a plebeian.
No, I'm pretty sure in the book, from what I remember, he's more of just, he's a mathematician who's like written a famous book or two. And he's of the mindset that, like, probability wise, so mathematically, but probability wise, you're not going to keep all of these animals caged up and obeying you like you're pitching us. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, something's going to go wrong.
And it does so fast.
Yeah.
Like, before they open the park to the public, it happens.
He says it in the car with Alan. He goes, I hate I'm always right.
I do like that line.
Yeah, like, you can just clearly tell that they're just not far enough along to be doing the test that they're doing. Like, they just don't have enough security But even then, like, is there ever really gonna be enough security? As we see in the rest of these movies, that we're on number 7 now, there never is.
Well, I know we're not talking about this movie, but I actually this week also watched Jurassic World. And there's a part in that movie where there's a ride, right? And it takes you...
We're talking about that movie next week.
Oh, shit. Whatever, this has to do with what we're talking about. There's a part of that movie where there's a ride, right? The gyrosphere ride. And it goes through the dinosaur enclosure, right? And the kids are in it, like the main character kids. And they can drive it. It's not on a set track. They could just fucking drive it. And I'm like, that's a dumb idea. That's fucking stupid. They don't let you do that.
How many dumbass kids are gonna just like do something dumb?
Like
that every single person will do some dumbass shit. I would do some dumbass shit. If I was like 17, I would probably die doing that.
Yeah, that's how Jurassic Park is too. It's all in like dense foliage. All the enclosures have like dense foliage. You can't see the dinosaurs unless the gate is broken. There's a part where Ian Malcolm goes, "Are we going to see any dinosaurs at this dinosaur park?" while they're getting the tour, because every enclosure they drive by is just dense jungle foliage. Shitty park, John Hammond. You fucked it up.
I loved the part at the beginning. They're introducing Dr. Grant and Laura Dern's character. I can't remember her name in the movie. But that kid is like, oh, that velociraptor looks like a 6-foot turkey to me. Like, doesn't look that scary. And then he, like, gives him such a talking to about how scary dinosaurs are. And, like, how it would have just, like, destroyed him. And he's so serious. And at this point, he has no idea that dinosaurs could even possibly be brought to life. It's like he's, like, trying to prove, like, that, I don't know, like, grizzly bears are scary. So if you see one in the wild, you should run away.
I had
like, imagine someone did that to you and grizzly bears just didn't exist.
I mean, good point.
What the hell is a child doing on an archaeological dig?
It was a tour, I think. There were a bunch of kids. They were doing a tour.
I was looking around. I only saw one. It looked like a bunch of just people, and then it looked like one kid to me. But that's why I wrote it down.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I wrote, kid doesn't respect dinosaurs. Let's traumatize him.
Well, fuck him. He seemed like a shit. It was also just to be like, Alan Grant also hates kids. That's his character arc in this movie, is that he doesn't hate kids at the end of it. And also, to be fair, what the fuck, kid? It doesn't look like a giant turkey. It looks like a thing with really sharp fucking teeth and really sharp claws.
It's just that it's like dinosaurs and birds are related. So you can kind of see the same frame on both of them. That's all I got.
It's all in the hips. It's got similar hips to a turkey.
This Thanksgiving, we're eating turduckeraptor.
Yuck. Raptors would taste like shit, dude.
Why do you say that?
Because they eat meat. Things that eat meat taste like shit.
Ah, shit. Turduckabrontosaurus.
Now that's good eating.
What do you think that would taste like? A brontosaurus, not a turduckabrontosaurus. But
this is gonna sound cliche, but like chicken, right, Mason? I know for a fact you've eaten a reptile before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken.
I don't know. I think the blanket term that like, or not the blanket term, but the blanket statement that carnivores taste bad. Like, I don't think that's generally true. I think it's largely dependent on their diet.
I know, but raptors' diet is like humans and goats. It seems
in this
like.
instance. So those raptors would taste
that's
bad.
all they eat.
What is the velociraptor's diet? Humans and goats.
As seen in the movie Jurassic Park.
As seen
but
in
also
the Jurassic
no, they fed the raptors the cow. The goat was in the Rex pen.
That's true. Which seems so backward. I guess there are more raptors.
Yeah, that's what my logic was, but still the Rex needs more than a goat. I
do want to bring this up. This is my favorite part of the movie, and I think why they try to make dinosaur movies and they don't really work. Like Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park franchise is really the only dinosaur movie anybody knows or gives a shit about, except for maybe The Land Before Time, right?
Yeah.
Good dinosaur.
I don't really like Good Dinosaur.
Mason
Okay,
Spade.
you heartless, soulless shit.
But the
Great
reason, this is my note to anybody who wants to make a dinosaur movie, you have to have a balance between fear, right? Which is like the raptors and the T-Rex and like a fucking baryon, like the fear of giant apex predators and the wonder of seeing like an animal that's like 40 feet tall, right? Like they really nail the wonder with the Triceratops and the Brachiosaurus and all the like the herd of Gallimimus. I don't know if it'd be a herd or a flock. Whatever.
I feel like the premise lends itself to making that work because it's set in modern time with people. Like your main character is someone who has been obsessed with dinosaurs their whole life and is now seeing one for the first time when they never thought that was even possible. So that carries a lot of weight into the scene.
Those are two of my favorite scenes. The first time Alan sees the dinosaurs and sees, like, he takes off his glasses and he's like, holy shit. And then the first time they go up to the raptor pen and he can't help himself from just hammering the trainer or the handler, whatever you want to call him, with questions about the raptor's behavior. Because he knows all the theories about how intelligent they probably are. And so he's like, like, how do they hunt and like, do they work together? Like, do they show signs of problem solving? Like, what do they do?
He's like, yeah, man, these things are scary.
I realized I took 23 notes and 15 of them are quotes.
Oh, damn.
15 quotes? Okay, well, then you're going last, so we can do our quotes.
I didn't take a quote down. Mason can take my quote.
Jesus.
I have 2. I want those 2.
Take them. Whatever they are, take them.
We're not doing them. We're not doing them yet, but
We're not
were
doing
you
them
about
yet.
to say a quote?
Let me see if I have one that pertains to that. There's like 3 that are well-known quotes from this movie that I feel like we gotta save.
There's like, I don't know. I tried to make mine not the well-known ones, but
Oh, I did have one about the chaos theory. I should have brought that up. Because
you can still bring it up.
Alan and the girl and Malcolm are all in the Jeep and they hop out to go see the Triceratops that's on the ground sick. And Malcolm's left alone in the car and he goes, here I am talking to myself. That's chaos theory. And that's to like cap off his rant about chaos theory, try to explain it to them.
Yeah, and the start of the rant is him at Laura Dern, and then she runs away, and then he finishes it by himself.
Yeah.
That's great.
That also,
Good shit.
that scene is another great example of how dumb and just like not well thought out this park is. Because she goes back there and she's like, these fucking plants are toxic. And the park ranger goes, yeah, but I don't think it's eating them. And she's like, he's literally shitting his brains out and he's laying on the floor here. Or she, they're all she's. She's like, clearly, what are you fucking talking about? And they're just like, yeah, but it looks pretty. It's a pretty
Weren't
plant.
they not?
What?
They weren't eating them.
Yeah, they were.
No, they didn't find any sign of them eating them. Because remember, they dug through the poop,
Did they
and
just?
they didn't find any of them. And then that's why they were like more curious because they were trying to figure out what was going on.
Oh,
Remember, that was
maybe
the
it
whole
was.
point. She was digging through a pile of shit, and then she came away with nothing to show for it.
Maybe the trike was preggers.
Because they did show the eggs showing up there. Because they became hermaphroditic.
Because
Yep.
they used frog DNA.
Because of the gene splicing, which is another great thing. I know it contradicts my wonder statement, but they're not dinosaurs. And I'll get into this more when we talk about Jurassic World, but the things they made are just like things. They're not really dinosaurs of any description, which I like. It's cool.
Carter's like, this movie's a fucking fraud. I like it.
No, that's the point. That's what they're saying. Like, they sell it like, hey, it's a park with dinosaurs, but what they made in the terms of the theming and the writing, they're not dinosaurs. They're monsters. What they made is these like horrible monsters who don't act like animals. They just like kill things.
Because that was how they could do it. That was how they could sell that park.
Yes. That's how they could get people to be like, ooh, I'd love to watch genetic experimentation as an amusement park. That's
Jurassic
so
World.
fun. Yeah, and in this, and in the book.
Because are the next two, those are all just like abandoned places with the dinosaur experiments there, right? That they're exploring. And then Jurassic World is where we finally get an actual open theme park.
Yes. The second
Can't
one, they
believe
go...
it took them till the fourth movie to actually show an open theme park.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week, though. I thought it was funny that when they meet the Brachiosaurus for the first time, Dr. Grant is like saying something about like, well, I guess it doesn't live in the swamp. And it's like, well, they cloned it and put it here on this island. I think it just lives wherever you put it.
Yeah.
Like back in, prehistoric times, it probably did live in the swamp. If that was the theory that you came into this with,
Yeah.
I don't know why he said that.
Since, like, they just put him on an island off the coast of fucking Cuba. Like...
We were all wrong the whole time. They don't even live in the swamp.
Velociraptors don't live in the desert. They live in dense jungle environments? That's so strange.
That's like if I went out and picked, like... I picked, like, plants outside and then put them in a jar in my house, and I was like, I can't believe it. They said that these grow outside, but this one's growing in my apartment.
No, that's like if you went to a zoo and saw a polar bear and you were like, I didn't know there were polar bears in LA. That's fucking crazy.
So all those books I read as a kid were wrong?
That doesn't even make sense. Then why the fuck are we so worried about these ice caps melting? Who gives a shit? They just live in LA. Who cares?
Polar bears.
Mason, what was your favorite part about this movie? What's your favorite part about Jurassic Park?
What was your favorite dinosaur depiction?
What do you mean? They're not dinosaurs, bro.
What was your... Yeah, a depiction of dinosaurs. Because technically they are animatronic and CGI depictions of these creatures, but they're also, as creatures, depictions of dinosaurs in universe.
Carter's clearly laid out. These are not dinosaurs.
They're like dinosaur
This is not
adjacent.
a real dinosaur movie.
What I meant by that, Mason, is like when Alan Grant is like asking about the behavior of a velociraptor, right? I get his curiosity. I'm not making, but like that's not a velociraptor. It's got frog DNA. Like they aren't what they were in the past.
If Jurassic Park movies don't count because of this technicality, what is the best live-action dinosaur movie go?
There isn't one. I don't think there. Jurassic Park. This counts as a dinosaur.
Dinosaurs in it.
This is a dinosaur movie. I said I like the theming around it.
But I just can't think of another dinosaur movie in live action.
65 or 64? Was it 65 or 60? What was that Adam Driver
65. I never saw it, but I heard it was good.
It's not. I don't know who told you that. They're wrong.
Okay, man. I guess I won't watch it.
No, watch it. It's a pretty good action movie. But like if I'm complaining, and I'm not complaining, I think it's a very cool addition to the theming and like the because this movie and the book is all about the ethics of bringing these creatures back. That's the theme they're exploring. If I'm like, that's not what a velociraptor looks like about this, 65 legitimately is just like, what if dinosaurs, but they're the boogeyman? That's all it is. It's like no research went into like what a dinosaur would look like or like what they actually behaved like. It's just like, what if there was a monster?
That sounds like fun.
It is fun. It's a fun monster movie, but it's like...
If you want a realistic depiction...
Well, it's not even...
For it.
It's not even that. It's that I don't know why you would just do a monster movie. This is my problem with it. Is like You're just going to get dinosaur lovers to complain. Just do a monster movie if you want to do a monster movie. Or do a dinosaur movie. You know? Pick one.
Anyways, Mason, favorite depiction. Go.
Yeah, Mason, favorite dino. Also, I don't even mean in this movie. I mean all time, Mason. What's your favorite fucking dinosaur?
Okay, yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
That's a better question. That's a more interesting question to me.
Way to disrespect my fucking questions.
Yeah, dude. Fuck your question, Abel.
Hey, I thought short and sweet about that question, Carter.
Your question's weak as piss, bro. You got a weak as piss question, dude.
There's 3 in contention.
Okay.
I just don't remember 2 of their names.
What? Describe them. I got you, bro.
So
Describe them.
The one of them is I can't remember the specific type of like Terra, like, you know, PT, like the flying bird.
Yeah,
but it was the largest one, and it was I think it was the largest flying animal of all time.
Quetzalcoatlus is what you're thinking of.
And then there was another one that was the like ichthyosaur type dolphin. There was a species of it that was size of a whale. The one they recently discovered that might be the heaviest thing of all time.
It starts with a P. Let me look this up. I have trouble with this name too because it's long. You know what's funny, Mason? And I'm not making fun of you. You listed 2 things that aren't technically dinosaurs.
Dude, but like
prehistoric creatures.
Creatures at the time of dinosaurs.
Yes.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus.
So crazy looking. I'm looking this up right now. Holy moly, that's awesome.
It was the size of a giraffe, and it mostly hunted on land. Like the way its wings folded up, it was actually a pretty fast runner on land, and it would just eat anything that it could swallow.
Did it have sharp teeth?
No, they just had a big ass beak because they were the size of a fucking giraffe.
The leg part, the bottom half of this thing, reminds me of the Mutos from Godzilla 2014.
Yep.
But the top looks like a pelican. It's kind of dope.
Newly discovered heaviest animal ever. Aha. Perectus colossus. Perucetus. Perucetus. I'm an idiot because it's a whale. It's actually, I don't know if it's a type of ichthyosaur. It might be a type of whale. Perucetus colossus. Yeah, cetus is whale. I think it's a whale. And then what was the third one? So Quetzalcoatlus, Perucetus.
I think the third one probably does stem from the depiction in Jurassic Park as a kid, just being fascinated with how scary the intelligence of raptors is, at least when put to screen, you know?
Let me put you on. So velociraptors, actually very tiny. Intelligent, but very tiny. Let me put you on. Utah raptors.
Yeah, no, I know they're small.
Yeah, but there is a raptor that is that. It's just not velociraptor. It's called the Utah raptor.
Dromaeosaurid. Which one?
Utah raptor.
Where did the name for that come from?
That's the one they were modeled.
They found it in Utah, Abel.
That's what I was assuming. That's a really sick name.
What did the Utah raptor used to be referred to as?
What do you mean?
You know these guys, Carter.
What was the question again? What's the question?
They're now referred to as Utah raptors, but what was the name before?
I don't know. What was the name before?
Deinonychus.
Oh, that is right. Oh, shit. That's fun.
Get fucking owned, dude.
I got owned.
I got Deinonychus.
I got Deinonychus. Hey, Abel, what's your 3 favorite dinosaurs? Bitch.
Well, I was going to say Titanosaurus because as a joke, but then I just looked it up and realized it is a real dinosaur.
You didn't?
I was thinking of the Godzilla monster. I really don't know any dinosaur names. And
that shit's hilarious, Abel.
I see them. I know the big ones. I know like T-Rex and Stegosaurus and Triceratops and Pterodactyl and all that shit. But after that level, I don't know any names. I like dinosaurs. Just I haven't dove into them ever.
Fair.
Put me onto some cool dinos, Carter. What are your top 5? Because you seem like the resident dino expert.
Mason knows a lot about dino. Me and Mason were both dino kids, I think.
Okay.
I was gifted an encyclopedia, and it went from there.
I think me and you were gifted the same encyclopedia.
It's like black almost on the cover with a T-Rex looking at you.
Oh no, that's a different one. I had the one where it was like almost entirely an art book, and it had like a bunch of them in a line. And then also I watched Walking with Dinosaurs on PBS probably 4 times when I was a kid. And there's a new one coming out next month. I'm so excited. My favorite all time, I love an ankylosaurus or any ankylosaurid, right? The big armored ones with the club tail, which are actually relatively small compared to other dinosaurs. It's not a dinosaur, it's a marine reptile, but I love a mosasaurus because they're so fucking fast for how big they are. And they fucking ambush big ass fucking things. Troodon, because it's terrifying, because they likely were venomous and they hunted in packs. What's up?
Obviously, king of all the Spinosaurus. 2 things dope about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's semi-aquatic, so it's basically like a giant crocodile with longer legs that's like more maneuverable, but it's the largest carnivorous dinosaur. Badass.
Love a Spinosaurus.
Is a T-Rex a carnivorous animal or a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
It's bigger than a T-Rex?
Yeah.
There's quite a few things bigger than a T-Rex. Not quite a few, but there's a lot of...
Oh my god, they're giant. Oh my lord.
They mostly ate fish. Allosaurus, because they were a little bit smaller than a T-Rex, and they hunted in packs, which is fucking that's terrifying. That is a missed opportunity, I think, in a lot of these Jurassic Park movies, is not having a Troodon and not having an Allosaurus. Or a pack of Allosaurus. What is that, 4? And then classic, tried and true, if I was ever going to have a dinosaur as a pet and ride around on a dinosaur, it'd be the classic Triceratops.
Classic.
Stego.
No, because, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Love? No, I love a Stego. Here's the difference. To me, a Stego is like a carrier, right? It's like a wagon, because the frills protect you, right? A trike is like when you're trying to bash a door in.
Okay.
Love a trike. But I love a Stego too. I love them all. Except Archaeopteryx. Fuck Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx? I thought that was a sick name.
It's the one where they figured out they were feathered, basically. It's like the missing link between birds and non-avian dinosaurs.
Is that what the brand Arcteryx is a abbreviation for, right?
I don't know, man. What am I, the head of marketing for Arcteryx?
I think it is.
It probably is. I think you're correct.
Congratulations, Carter. You've been promoted to head of marketing at Arcteryx.
Sweet. What's the bonus in salary? What's the deal with that?
It's a lateral move. There's no...
It's a lateral move from being a substitute teacher. I think we can use your skills elsewhere, Carter. How's that sound to you?
Please allow me. Please.
Shall we get into quotes?
Let's get into it. I'm going first.
Carter, you're going first? Okay.
Life finds a way. Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Good one. I didn't write that one, actually.
Classic.
Yes. All right, now you guys can go.
Okay,
go ahead. I'll go first before Mason does a speed round. There's a good Ian Malcolm one. I try to do ones that I don't remember usually, and I don't remember a lot of this because I've only seen it twice. The lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers me. I thought that was great. His line delivery is so great. The way he pauses and stuff. It's really kind of played out now. But
I didn't even write this one, but he also goes, "This thing you call discovery, I call rape of the natural world."
That's a really good one. And then the one that I think I like the best is when they're doing the little tour as soon as they get to the island, and they're showing how the little video of them, how they clone the dinosaurs or, create them. And then you go on a little, the ride takes you to scene through like a glass window, all of the scientists working and the lawyers there. And he goes, "Are these characters autoerotica?" And I just thought that was hilarious.
Almost.
And then I had to look up autoerotica to make sure I knew what he was saying. And yes, he is talking about masturbation.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, Mason, go.
I trimmed down my list to some of them. Should I do my personal ones or like the most important ones first?
Do it in whatever order.
Okay, my favorite ones.
Good.
When Alan Grant meets the little boy Tim for the first time, and Tim's first thing is, "I read your book," and Alan Grant's like, "Oh God." He's like, "Thanks," and then he just walks past him. Oh yeah, the whole rant where they go, they're discussing the evolution of the world, Malcolm and Grant and the girl, they're all in the truck, and they go, what's the sequence of events? It's God destroys dinosaurs, man destroys God and creates dinosaurs. Dinosaurs destroy man, and then the girl chimes in at the end and goes, "Woman inherits the earth."
She had some of the funnier moments in the movie.
True.
Like when what's it called? The Dr. Hammond, the old guy, is like, "Are you sure you should be going out there with them? I can take care of it." And then she's like, "All right, we'll discuss sexism when I get back."
Yeah.
That's great.
The next one is Alan Grant and Malcolm are in the car and they're discussing her because Malcolm's kind of interested in her. And
yeah,
Alan asks him, "You married?" And he goes, "Occasionally." And then when Nedry escapes and with the embryos and he's running across the island and he encounters the Dilophosaur, he goes, "I just fell down a hill. I'm soaking wet. I don't have any food." And then the last of my favorites, probably my favorite, was when Alan goes to rescue Tim out of the car after a T-Rex shoved it off like a ledge and then it fell into a tree. So Tim's shaken up and Alan's reaching in the car like gently and he's like, "Come on, Tim, come on." And Tim's like, "I threw up." And Alan's like, "I won't tell anyone you threw up." And then
that was definitely like a huge concern as a kid.
Oh yeah, I threw up.
Nobody. This is the worst thing that can happen to me. Nobody can know.
Because like also depending on how young you are, sometimes you throw up and you get scared. You're like, "I don't know how long this is gonna be happening. What's happening?"
I don't know what's the cause of this. What did I do?
How young you are? Me every time I'm fucking shit faced.
Why is this happening to me?
I didn't do
I don't
anything.
recall the drinks.
What did I do to deserve this? Other than ingest poison for 6 hours straight.
And then there's 3 iconic quotes from this movie. 2 of them are upon arriving in the park and everyone's seeing the dinosaurs for the first time. Malcolm goes, "You did it, you crazy son of a bitch. You did it." And then a little bit goes by and you see the dinosaurs and Alan takes off his glasses and he's like, "Holy shit." And then Hammond issues his "Welcome to Jurassic Park." And then the fucking theme song cues. You see the pan over the landscape of all the dinosaurs. And then the last one is the trainer, handler guy who knows the raptors, and he's hunting the raptors with a shotgun through the forest. And then one pops out of the bushes to his left and he goes, "Clever girl." And then he gets eaten.
Classic.
That one's a classic.
This movie's a classic. What do you like?
This movie is a classic. I love this movie. Are we ready to rate this movie, folks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Abel, I'd suggest you go first.
Yeah, Abel, go first. But also, if you go first and fuck up a perfect, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm sorry. I'm not giving this a 10.
God damn it!
I wrote this down. For dinosaur people, I understand why you all love this movie like family. I am but a casual dinosaur enjoyer, so it's not as impactful for me, but I still thoroughly enjoy and respect it for what it is. In movie history, I'm giving it a 9.
Mason, I
That's
bet this
just
guy...
like my main
It's
thing
not-
is just
okay,
like I'm not
Abel.
huge.
Explain to me how. So is the entire world just all dinosaur people? Because this film almost grossed $1 billion in its theatrical run.
Yeah.
Is everyone just dinosaur
I'm just saying,
people?
like it's not like it's different for me because I'm not like I don't know.
Mason,
I'm not
do you
super obsessed with
I think
dinosaurs. I didn't watch
standalone
this
from
movie
the
as like a
fact
child. Like
if you're not a fan of dinosaurs, I think the story that this movie tells is an entertaining and well done story. That's what I argue.
yes, I am
Mason.
not arguing against that. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Mason,
But it's
Mason.
not.
I bet Abel was a truck guy. I bet Abel was like a truck kid who liked dump trucks when he was a kid. I bet he had a bunch of dump truck toys.
Abel's
What's
a
wrong with
Tonka
that,
man.
I was nowhere near a truck kid. I was way more a dinosaur kid than a truck kid.
Then why don't you know anything about fucking dinosaurs?
I don't remember. I just like I stopped playing with them at some point.
I stopped playing.
I had dinosaur toys.
Reclaim your childhood, bro. What you turned 12 and you
Maybe
were
I
like,
will, okay?
Jesus. You turned 12 and you're the scene in Toy Story when Andy goes, I don't want to play with you anymore. That's you. That's your personality.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'd like to
God.
think I'm more Andy from Toy Story 3, but which is essentially the same Andy.
Just
Fucking.
further distanced. That's the difference.
I just. All right, what's its flaw that doesn't make it a 10? This is my question.
I don't know. It's just fine. Like
I
it's
tried
good.
to identify that watching this movie.
Like it doesn't do anything like wrong.
Oh, so, does that mean it's perfect? I think that's the definition of.
That's not how I do things.
Ugh. All right, Mason, what's your score?
10.
Hey, you know what my score is? It's a 10. It's a 10. It's one of the classic movies of all time. It's one of Spielberg's best. It literally changed special effects. Like it is revolutionary, this movie. Like it's a revolutionary film. Whatever, man. Whatever. Sometimes you get a 29.
I think I give movies a 10 if they're like easily like, oh, I could watch that any day.
I will cap off my argument for this movie with this statement. In 2018, this movie was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. I will leave it at that.
I'm going to find some movie in there just to prove that it's not.
It's not. The Library of Congress has a lot of movies. They have most movies, actually.
It's culturally significant.
It is culture, but it is culturally significant, and it is revolutionary. And Abel, you're
They
wrong.
got Spy Kids in there.
Yeah.
Also, top tier. Like, what? That's
If we
your
don't give
argument is
Spy
bringing up Spy Kids?
Dude, if we watch Spy Kids and we don't give it a perfect, I'm going to flip out.
I have some really bad news for you. Now we talking Spy Kids too?
Are we talking Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Now you're talking.
I've never seen it actually.
Now you're speaking my language.
Were you a child? Did you get a childhood? Were you grown in a lab? What happened to you?
Because I never saw Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yes. You're our age. You're... What are you talking
I had it on disc in 3D.
Dude. Mason, do you think Abel was grown in a lab? Do you think Abel is a Jurassic Park?
No, a cellar. He just wasn't allowed outside for a while, and then he was unleashed upon the world.
He came out at like 15 after being a bubble boy his whole life. Fables of Bubble.
I'm a bubble boy because I didn't watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I feel like that's more of an indicator that you are.
No, 100% bubble boy behavior, dude. 100%.
You know the drive-through bank tellers where you like do the canister and it just sucks it away and then gives you back? Yes. Abel would once a week receive a new Bionicle through that method that would just clunk down next to him and he'd set.
That's such a funny visual.
Is that high? Oh.
Abel opens it. He's like, finally, entertainment. And it's a Bionicle.
That is entertainment.
I mean,
what do you have against them?
What do I have against them? Hero Factory is a better line, is what I have against them.
Why? Literally, what grounds do you have to say that?
It's a better action figure.
Yeah. Furthermore, give me details.
Period. It's more maneuverable. It's got more sets. It's more different. Like, every set is like.
It does not
different.
have more sets than Bionicle.
It does.
That's factually incorrect.
It does.
That is factually incorrect.
There were like
Bionicle existed for 10 years. Then they stopped. Then Hero Factory showed up for like 4, maybe 5 years, and then they did like another year or two of Bionicles.
Dude, Hero Factory is better. It's better. It's a better action figure.
There's no story. The story's bad.
What are you talking about? There's no story. They're heroes that were made in a factory.
You don't know anything.
What's the...
Now, the Bionicle story might be for children, for the most part. I did verify,
Carter. I'm sorry, Abel's got you on this one. There's 103 Hero Force and 389 Bionicle sets.
All right, fair enough.
Dwarfs.
The Hero Factory action figures are more posable and maneuverable and easier to play with.
Designs are way worse.
And they're more customizable. They're not way worse, dude. The main Bionicle dude literally is just a guy with a flat red face.
You mean Toatahu? That's like the 2001 line. There are some crazy designs that they get into.
I love an action figure you can't move. I love an action figure that only moves at the shoulders. That's fucking awesome.
They all move. Have you ever played with a Bionicle?
Yes,
Are you playing with the McDonald's toys?
I had the fucking Tuatahu fucker, and you know what? He only had points of articulation on the hips and on the fucking shoulders.
That's the 2001. Those were the first ones. That was the first time they tried to do construction.
Weak, dude. Weak line.
You look up stuff like Vizon and Fenrak, dude.
Dude, don't even say Vizon and Fenrak to me, bro. Don't even
that's the final boss of the Bionicle Heroes game.
We talking Alduin?
Look at that Fenrak design, dude.
Dude,
I still have that head assembled.
Ugh. Anyway, what's up? What are we doing? What have we been up to?
I have a lot.
Go.
I'll do a speed round.
Okay.
I watched the movie Novocaine with Jack Quaid. I would give that a 6. It's a pretty fun action movie, but the plot is like really dumb. It's okay because it's just a dumb, fun action movie. The premise is that the main character has the disorder where you can't feel pain, so they use that for a lot of the gags in the movie. All the fight scenes and stuff is just him like he'll get shot with like a arrow, and it impales his arm, and then he'll use it to stab another guy while it's impaled in his arm or whatever. It's a lot of fun. Plot is pretty bad though. I'll give it a 6. Black Bag, the new Steven Soderbergh movie. Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett, a couple more big names. It's a spy, espionage, kind of find the imposter kind of movie where they got to figure out who's backstabbing who and who's plotting against who. It's a fun little puzzle, and then I finished it and had to talk with my mom for like half an hour afterwards to make sure we understood what happened during the entire movie. I watched White Chicks for the first time. I'd never seen White Chicks before. It was pretty funny. I watched The Boys season 4. I finished it. I had watched the first 4 episodes when they came out, and then I got busy and it fell into the backlog. But I went back, watched the last 4. It's pretty solid. I do like where they ended up, but I like where they end up at every season. I'm like, oh shit, things are going to get real now. And then it never does. And by the end of episode 2, all the main characters are back together doing whatever they're doing. It doesn't really feel like things change that much. They always have to revert back to like the show status quo. And I really like it when shows don't do that, where every character is always like doing something new, or like the world is changing, and it kind of feels like the world has been the same in The Boys since like season 1 and 2. Like it hasn't really changed a whole lot. That being said, if they do actually change things up, I'll really appreciate it. I'm just going to give it a 7 for now. That's my main problem with it. It kind of zaps the energy from it. Music, quick round, new LSZ. It's LS Dream and Closey, their second collaborative project together, Enigma. It's like a mixtape or something. It's pretty cool. A lot of cool sound design. It's really not really pushing boundaries as much as I was hoping it for. Hoping it too, but solid. And then I listened to the album Never Enough by Turnstile. I've never listened to any of their music before, but I had seen the music video for the lead single for this, also called Never Enough, and I really like that song. It gets stuck in my head a lot. So I listened to that, and I like that. Also, shout out the band Apricot Jam from New Orleans. It's like a jam band. They're very small, underground. Listen to them. Their album Live at Tipitina's, good jam band stuff. And then last night I went to a Minnesota Lynx game. They beat the Las Vegas Aces in the Commissioner's Cup and secured their spot in the Commissioner's Cup championship. They're going to be playing the Fever with Caitlin Clark, and they'll probably beat them because they're really good. They're the best record in the WNBA. And yeah, hyped. That was what I have consumed. Carter, Mason, when do you go?
Fucking traitor, bro.
Name one player on the Seattle Storm.
Actually, I don't watch basketball, so.
Yeah, gotcha, buddy.
But like, I also like wouldn't move to a new city and then be like, well, now I do. You know, like that.
Yeah, I'm well aware, Carter. Anyways.
Mason, what you got?
F1 this past weekend is...
I saw there was some drama there. Their big crash.
Yeah. The world was kind of thrown into a tizzy. When it happened, I screamed no. Essentially,
was it McLaren crashed into McLaren?
Yeah. Essentially what happened is, at least maybe from our last discussion, we might have clarified, McLaren is at like 300 total points as a team, and the next one behind them is like Mercedes with 150. So McLaren is far ahead in the lead. It's going to be very hard for anyone to catch them.
The victory?
Statistically, by points, no, but they're so far ahead, and their performance hasn't really dropped off at all.
Until this past weekend.
No. What happened, Mercedes had a really good week, and yes, one of the McLaren cars crashed out. So essentially what happened was the two championship leaders, the two people with the most points, and who are on the same team, who are teammates, one of them hit the back of him, Lando Norris. His front wing tapped the rear tire of Oscar Piastri, and that took the front wing off, and he went into the wall, and that was the end of his race.
Damn.
You know what? I'll stand on business. I'm a Lando fan, and I'm not as shaken by this event as most people would assume. For this reasoning, Lando, the entire race, was fastest on track. He set like periodically the fastest lap award will change because people are just going around. And so it'll change throughout the race. And he won the fastest lap throughout the race like 5 or 6 times. He seemed to be on a heater the entire time. And he finally caught up to Oscar, which is what finally resulted in them touching. But up until that point, and that was also, not to mention, that was with 4 laps in the race to go. So it was also tragedy. It was tragedy. But Lando was on a heater the entire race up until then. So I think that will be a good confidence boost for him. Not to mention, a lot of people seem to be forgetting the fact that was the 10th race, and there's 24 in this season. So we're not halfway done yet.
Damn.
So that's why I still have high hopes for Lando, and I think he can do it. I think he can still do this. I will give props. Mercedes was on it all weekend. They looked really fast in all the practice sessions. And George Russell, their more experienced driver, he won the race. So, and he honestly has been really on it all season. McLaren is they have a better car, so it's been hard to keep up with them. But George Russell debatably hasn't really made any mistakes this season so far. He's been doing really well. So he finally got a win this season. And then third on the podium, second was Max, because fucking Max is always able to pull performance out of the car because he's a machine. The third place on the podium was the other Mercedes driver, 18-year-old rookie this year, Kimi Antonelli, his first podium finish, and the third youngest podium finisher in F1 history. The other 2 guys only have him by a few weeks. They were all 18. But congratulations to him. So yeah, the race was crazy.
That was in Canada, right?
Yeah, that was the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
Oh, okay. And where's the next one?
The next one, I believe, it's Austria. So it's the Red Bull Ring. It's their home race, Red Bull's home race.
Oh, okay. The F1 movie's coming out.
Indeed.
Are you seeing that?
I probably will.
I've heard it's solid.
Yeah, I think it's getting good reviews from at least like the showings that it's having.
It's the same director as Top Gun Maverick, I think.
Yeah. I think having a Formula One driver as one of the executive producers and then filming on track, I think is going to help it a lot.
What I saw was that like the story is pretty predictable and like not super like innovative or whatever, but the visuals are really, really cool. So
I kind of would assume that.
Yeah.
It's a sports movie. What do you want him to do? What do you
Fair? I don't know.
And it's also not like a sports movie based on like a wild real life story. It's fictional, you know. True.
Like Draft Day. Yuck.
I need to see that. It looks bad.
It is bad. It's a bad movie.
Fucking Kevin Costner.
Fucking Costner, man.
Fucking Costner.
Fucking bacon.
Anyways, Carter, what you got?
Normal stuff. Been writing, sleeping, doing all the stuff. After I watched this movie, I started playing Jurassic World Evolution, which is a park maker. You make your own Jurassic Park, and it's so fun. It's so addicting. It's ridiculous. And I went and watched The Phoenician Scheme, the new Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great.
Good?
It's really good. It's really funny, like all Wes Anderson's. It's got some people in it that you're just like, how have you not been in a Wes Anderson before? Like Michael Cera. Michael Cera's so funny in it. The opening scene is hilarious. I'm not going to say what happens, but the opening scene it's so funny, and it's in the Wes Anderson style, and it's great.
What would you compare it to quality-wise? Is it better than Asteroid City?
Yes. That's my least favorite Wes Anderson, probably, is Asteroid City.
Oh, okay. Is it better than Isle of Dogs?
Yes. I would put it up with, for me, I think it's... My favorite one is probably Grand Budapest Hotel.
That seems to be a popular pick. I like that one a lot.
It's the funniest one. I really love Fantastic Mr. Fox, Royal Tenenbaums, Moonrise Kingdom. Those
Moonrise
are all great.
Kingdom, I think, is the only one I've seen.
Moonrise Kingdom is hilarious. It's great. I could go into why I didn't like Asteroids. I liked Asteroid City until the end of Asteroid City.
That was a dumb ending.
It was a really bad, terrible ending, and then to cut back in to the story was a weird choice to end it out.
I forgot it did that. Yeah.
It was a really weird choice, and it was also that thing that I make fun of, like, art house, like, plays and movies for doing, which is just yelling your theme at an audience over and over again.
That's literally what happens.
No, it literally, yes, that's what I mean. They literally, all the actors sit in a circle and they yell the theme at you. And you go, this is bad. So, I really liked Asteroid City until that happened. Like, Asteroid City was a great Wes Anderson, and I personally think it's his best looking one until that happened. But this one was better, because it didn't do that. It just continued to tell the story they were telling. And it's great. I love it. I think it's up there, but all Wes Andersons are up there, because he's a really good director.
Next week, watching Jurassic World.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm excited.
We'll talk about it. All right. Bye, folks.
Yeah, follow us on things.
Yeah, follow us on things.
Email us on email. Yeah, take care, everybody.
Bye.